Welcome into the Boston Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, back with some more news and rumors. Another great win for Boston last night as this team remains scorching hot in the Eastern Conference. And you know who's taking notice. Yeah, that's Big Perk, baby. Former Celtics. Is great too far? I don't know. Former Celtics legend, if you will. He tweeted this out. Jayson Tatum has played himself right into the MVP conversation. The numbers that he's been putting up along with willing his teams to victories has been right up there with the best of them. Carry the hell on. Only the way Perk can do it. Tatum was terrific again last night. 44 points, 5 rebounds, 16 of 24 from the floor, and 6 of 9 from three-point range. He was absolutely fantastic, and he's been really, really good for a while, as have the Boston Celtics, as they are 15-2 over their last 17 games. This is the hottest team in the NBA right now. Make no mistake about it. Boston is playing at a very, very high level, and a reason for that is during that 17-game stretch, Jayson Tatum's played like an MVP, 29.1 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 49% from the field as well. As Tatum goes, the Celtics have gone. That's how this has gone for the past, month and a half. This team just keeps winning, and Tatum keeps hooping, and that's all you can ask for when you have a guy of his caliber. If you're hyped about this Celtics team right now, then subscribe to the channel, because if they keep winning, if they keep balling, and if you keep enjoying our videos, subscribe. We'll get to do more videos. YouTube.com/CelticsTV. More coverage to come around the Boston Celtics. News, rumors, trade buzz in the offseason, and a whole lot more. During this stretch, too, it's not like the schedule's just been Cupcake City. They've beaten the Miami Heat. They've beaten the Brooklyn Nets twice, both on the road. Denver, they were able to beat. Philadelphia, Memphis, they've beaten some good teams during this 15-2 stretch, and all wins in the NBA are good, but something those teams all have in common is they're all expected to be players in the NBA playoffs. Like, these are teams that can go on runs, especially when you think about the East with Miami, Philadelphia, and Brooklyn. If the Nets can figure it out, they're beating legit contenders here. Like, this is not like, oh, they've won 8 out of 10. The 2 games they've lost have been against playoff teams, and the other ones were against, Sacramento, Charlotte, and Detroit, something like that. They actually lost to Detroit during this stretch. So if anything, they're beating better teams than they're losing to, which I think is very impressive as well. So what this has done is now Boston's 5th in the East. They were at one point 9th, I believe, and now they're up to 5th in the Eastern Conference, and they're right there closing on the door of some of these other teams as well. I mean, 1 through really 6 is very, very tight right now in the Eastern Conference, which is something we've talked about quite a bit here on Boston Celtics Today. And it's been fascinating to watch, and it's going to continue to be fascinating as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. What seed will the Celtics end up with? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I think they're going to make a push for the 3 or 4 at this point. They're at the 5 right now. Chicago hasn't been playing as well recently. I think there's a good chance they will jump them and get that top 4 seed. Something we have on sale for you guys is Boston Celtics St. Paddy's gear, and come on, the theme writes itself. This hat, by the way, that's a good look. Chatsports.com/CelticsGreen. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, even got socks for you guys as well. Ladies gear with some T-shirts and some ladies hoodies also. Chatsports.com/CelticsGreen. If it's me, I'm getting this long sleeve and that flat bill. That's a good combination. But go check out their St. Paddy's Day gear on sale at Chatsports.com/CelticsGreen. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. Let's get into a trade rumor now. Oh, this would be coming full circle. Markelle Fultz. Could Boston trade for him this offseason? He, of course, tore his ACL last year, recently returned, has played in 4 games so far this season. He's been connected to some trade buzz as a potential trade candidate in the offseason. And could Boston complete the circle of the 2017 NBA draft? More on that later on. But since he's returned, limited sample size, but playing well in less than 17 minutes a game. 9.5 points, 3.7 assists, shooting almost 55% from the field. Now, he doesn't shoot very many or make many threes, which, for a guard is not super ideal, but good mid-range game, can get to the cup as well. Good ball handler and distributor is Markelle Fultz, and he was starting to turn a corner prior to the torn ACL as well. I don't want to just look at this 4-game sample size and be like, yeah, you trade him based on that. He was actually playing pretty darn well before he tore that ACL. Once he got to Orlando, he got a fresh start and actually was able to play at a pretty decent level overall. I think we have a question in here, Coop. Let me know. But yeah, he was playing much better once he got to Orlando. The ACL was obviously a setback, but maybe now he rebuilds that stock in the final quarter of the season here, and maybe a team looks to trade for him. Would you be interested in trading for Markelle Fultz? Celtics fans, let me know. Sound off in the comments. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you be interested in trading for Markelle Fultz? Get your votes in right now down in the comments. And I mentioned how he was starting to turn that corner. Look at the numbers before the ACL tear. Over 12 points, over 5 assists. He was grabbing over 3 rebounds per game as well, shooting 45.7% from field goal range. Markelle Fultz was starting to become a legitimate starting caliber player in the NBA. Sure, never living up to that number 1 pick status, but it would certainly be fascinating if this ended up playing out because of the connections to Fultz and Boston and Jayson Tatum in that 2017 NBA draft. It would all be very, very fascinating, in my opinion, for Fultz to end up in Boston after all, because we thought that was going to happen in 2017. But instead what happened is Fultz ended up being the number 1 pick to the Philadelphia 76ers at the time. He gets injured there. He flames out. There's that weird thing where he basically forgets how to shoot. He had to rehabilitate his jump shot there. Alonzo goes number 2 to the Lakers. He's obviously moved around a couple times. Tatum, out of all these guys, has been the one consistent force. Fox is close as well, but Tatum's been fantastic. Josh Jackson, the number 4 pick, was obviously largely a bust for the Phoenix Suns. I don't even know. Is he even in the league anymore? He's with Sacramento now, but he's not doing much. Of course, you kind of look back into the rearview mirror that year. Sixers decide to trade up from 3-1 to get Fultz. Boston takes Jayson Tatum at number 3, and the rest has kind of been history, right? Fultz has had this up and down kind of journey, and Jayson Tatum's kind of rounded into a consistent all-star and fringe MVP type of candidate in the NBA. So it would be pretty wild to see it all come full circle if Markelle Fultz did find himself in a Boston Celtics uniform. We'll have to see if that ends up playing out, this offseason or at some point in the future. Speaking of the draft, who is the best draft pick in Celtics history? Recent history, it's Jayson Tatum. There's no doubt about that. What do you guys think? Best draft pick ever? You get Paul Pierce in that one draft and he becomes a Hall of Famer. That's certainly a good one. But you think about all the players in Celtics history. Larry Bird. There's a lot of legends over the years. Bill Russell was a Celtics pick as well. So let us know. Best draft pick in Celtics history. All right, that's all for today. YouTube.com/CelticsTV. More videos to come. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you soon here on the channel.